This is a pretty simple tie. Starting the fly off with some red thread. Just a few wraps behind the bead, and I'm going to go ahead and tie in my ribbing material. It's going to give this fly some good body segmentation at the final steps. This is some small gauged ultra wire, silver in its color. Just going to start the tie-in point right underneath, or right at the back end of that white bead, and I'm going to bring this ultra wire all the way along the bottom side of the shank of the hook to, well, I'll stop and start the tie-in point just a little ways back on the swoop of this $24.99. I like the curve of this hook, and I'll incorporate that curve of the hook into the fly if possible. So directly ahead of that ultra wire, I'm going to tie in some medium-sized red ultra, or not ultra, but holographic tinsel rather. And this is going to make up the back hot end of this bug. Yeah, let's go with, I don't know, 4 or 5, maybe 6 wraps up the hook shank with your red holographic tinsel. I'm going to go ahead and bring that thread all the way up to the bead there before snipping off the red holographic tinsel, doing away with it, and pulling out a strand of blue holographic tinsel. And I'm going to, this is maybe the hopes of making the taper of the slight taper of this Karana mid body occur. I'm going to start that blue tie-in at the bead of the hook and tie it back to the red holographic tinsel and bring the thread back to just behind the hook eye. That way there's just a, I don't know, a little bit more bulk because of that material from the red holographic tinsel up to the hook eye. So we're gonna wrap that tinsel, bucking around here, wrap that tinsel all the way up to the bead, secure it off with maybe a few thread wraps rather. This holographic tinsel, it stretches a little bit, so I mean, be careful, don't get too aggro with it, but you can stretch it a little bit if you are so inclined to do so before snipping it off. It might just give you a little cleaner of a tying off point. Now we wrapped all that holographic tinsel up clockwise, just in the hopes of maximum durability. We're going to counter rib the silver ultra wire counterclockwise up the hook shank. It just allows it to kind of bite that holographic tinsel against the hook a little better. And give it an extra wrap at the bead. I think I'll be able to hide it well. I'll see if I get in trouble just prying that wire off. Looks like I got away with it. Usually I'll use a scissors, a wire cutting scissors, or a scissors that's designated for cutting wire, we'll put it that way. It's just a regular scissors. But if you cut wire with your scissors, it's going to dull them out, so use your dull ones to cut wire. Keep your sharp ones for your more intricate cuts. Okay, so well, that looks pretty good. We use this fly out at Pyramid Lake a lot, and this big toothy Lahontan cutthroat trout out at Pyramid Lake, well, they sure like to wreck flies, so a little coating of some sort of clear finish will definitely add to the durability of this fly and probably allow you to catch, I don't know, 2, 3, 4, shall I say 5 fish with the same fly out at Pyramid Lake. You're doing pretty good if you're catching 5 fish with the same fly out at Pyramid Lake. They're, again, those cutthroat has some big teeth, and they really do a good job of tearing up your bugs. So a little clear finish. There's a lot of different options of clear finish. I'll let you be the final decider on what glue you want to use at the end of the fly to make it a little stronger. But that is the Patriot Midge. Can't go wrong with the red, white, and blue. Go America!